So I'm making this video to go over some misconceptions that people had when building neutron capture Harlow. And I think a lot of people were attracted to this build on release just because of, you know, it just seems very obviously strong because it's double dipping. Um, but yeah, there just been some incorrect statements which, I mean, have a nugget of truth in them, and you'll see what I mean. So the first thing is that action skill damage only applies to Chrome Accelerator and not neutron capture. And that's just not true because it does double dip. So first, let me just make sure that I have no damage bonuses going on anywhere in my skill tree or my specializations or my gear. And then what we're going to see is that Chrome Accelerator does base 8923 damage and will deal 4% of that on hit. So if we take out a calculator, 8923, and 4% of that is 397 damage. So we did 8923, and a bullet does 357. Yeah. And with action skill damage, we should expect our neutron capture to deal 11957 damage. Let me just get my cooldown back. Okay. I'm gonna spec into some cooldown. Okay. So again, 11,600. Okay. 11,600. And we should expect our uh, neutron capture damage to deal 463 if action skill damage didn't apply to it, but it does. So we actually should see 603 damage. Yeah, 603. But why do so many people recommend putting points into skill damage and not action skill damage? Well, they're actually correct. 1 point of skill damage does more than 1 point of action skill damage. We'll see. We'll see why later, but um, it's safe to say that 6% action skill is always better than 4% elemental, and so the optimal spec for at least this part of the red tree is something like that. And most people have like 5 in here and 2 in here or something, or at least a lot of the trees I've seen. Uh, okay, so the second interaction that I don't think people have even talked about is, okay, let me just put 5 points into here. This crit damage doesn't matter at all, or this crit chance doesn't matter at all. So what does chain reactor do? It gives you a bonus element. And this, well, first of all, this double dips. So it'll increase your chrome accelerator damage, and then it'll increase your neutron capture damage again. But that's not the craziest part. So let me just explain what I mean. So I don't have any damage here, right? Oh shoot, I do. I'm gonna have to respec. Uh, I'll edit this out maybe. Anyways, let's just make sure we're not specking into any damage here. Um, and then let's get crit here, and then 18% damage. Um, right, we need cooldown. Okay, there. So we're doing 10,512 29 damage. And that should be equal to that. Yeah. And then this is our neutron capture damage, but that gets scaled by the 18% bonus damage again. So we should see 497 damage, right? No. We actually see this, 994. Why? Well, for some reason, bonus elements on a gun count as gun damage, and so they proc neutron capture again. Okay, that's kind of crazy, right? Because now we see that bonus elements, first of all, double dip, and then also add a third multiplier to essentially doubling our projectile count for the purposes of neutron capture. And, well, okay, why is that crazy? Because as you might notice, this is a really normal skill to be taking on neutron capture harlowe. Like most people will go like this, this, right? Well, it's because we also have other bonus elements in the tree. Decoherence and latent charge are both, um, well, they're bonus elements of the same type as the original source. However, they also allow you to get an extra instance of neutron capture because they are distinct from your gun as a damage source. And in fact, for example, if you proc this off of a gun, it'll scale with skill damage, whereas your original gun's damage won't scale off skill damage. So, yeah. And of course, bonus elements are all multiplicative with the soup, which is the damage that you get from like action skill damage, elemental damage, whatever. Um, yeah. So what you want to do is put points into this. Now, what you'll notice is that this skill, decoherence, applies to entangled enemies, and so does this. But this deals bonus radiation, and this deals the same element as your gun. So as long as you're, well, okay, I don't know why, but even if you have a radiation, if you have a radiation gun, um, this element will be the same element as chain reactor, and so these two bonus elements will just be added together into one, so you'll only get two procs of neutron capture. However, if your gun is not radiation, so I'm going to use a kinetic gun, you're going to have your base gun's damage, decoherence, which is kinetic, and then chain reactor, which is radiation. So you're going to get three procs of neutron capture. So let me just show you how that works. So I don't have any other damage in my tree, just making sure. Yeah. So first, I'm going to crit this guy to entangle him. Oh, wait, I need to get my action skill back. And if we look at the damage number, it's 12,760. And this is because we're dealing 25% more damage from decoherence and 18% more damage, or bonus element, from chain reactor. So 12,760. Yeah, that's what we got. And then, if we want to calculate our neutron capture damage, that's 4%. And then the bonus elements apply again. But we need to multiply also by 3 because we have 3 distinct bonus elements going on for 2,190 damage. Yeah, 2,190. So most people have just been like putting points into, well, this and this because it gives bonus element, which is huge. It's multiplicative with the soup and it double dips. But I don't think people have realized that just 1 point into chain reactor doubles your damage, and and another point in decoherence triples your damage. And that's not even factoring in the bonus element yet, like the actual percentage on the skill card. So yeah, and lay in charge is really similar to decoherence. Like it's the same elemental type, but the triggering condition is overshield. And yeah, this does not give you uh, an extra projectile into neutron capture um, if you also have decoherence. And it also doesn't apply to neutron capture. It does apply to chroma, but not to neutron capture unless you have decoherence spec. So yeah, if you're going down this side, you should definitely not be picking this, obviously. So yeah, you would put 5 into this and 5 into this. For a total of 75% bonus elemental of the same element. And one, so this is going to be why skill damage is better than action skill damage. Now, let me just explain. Uh, Actually, you know what? Let's keep this tree. So, because decoherence and chain reactor are both considered skill damage, what happens if you apply this to a gun is that the gun's bullet won't get scaled by skill damage, but the decoherence proc on that gun's bullet will be scaled by skill damage. And as a result, if you apply this to your action skill, and remember your action skill does get scaled by skill damage, and your neutron capture also gets scaled by skill damage, the decoherence and chain reactors that proc off of your chroma and your neutron both get skill damage applied to it twice. So if you get 35% more skill damage, you're actually getting 70% more skill damage. And it double dips, which is insane. So it's as good as getting like crit, right? Because crit double dips and it's double the effectiveness due to just that's just how crit works. Um, yeah, so let me show you that right now. Let's get the action skill back. So, wait. Hold on. I didn't spec into any skill damage, did I? Yeah, oops. Okay. Hang on a second. Uh, okay, so the damage we should be seeing is... I'm gonna get rid of decoherence here. And then, yeah, we should be seeing 2x projectiles as a result. And so the base damage gets scaled by our skill damage, 35%. And our bonus element gets scaled by our skill damage doubled, which looks like this. And then this same formula applies to our neutron capture damage. So the damage we should see off of chroma is this. Oh god. Let me do that. Is that even correct? 12046. Oh, did we entangle this guy? I spec'd out of entanglement. One sec. There. This is awkward. Oh, I didn't even put points into cooldown. I'm an idiot. let's get our cooldown back. So 14,776 is what we expected. And then our final neutron capture damage is 978. Wait. Yeah, we have to multiply this by 2 again because we have another bonus element. This, yeah, 1958. Oh, yep, there we go, 1958. Now, you might ask, how many bonus elements can we get on Harlowe? Well, you can get one here and one here. And also in the blue tree, there is this unstable isotope. This also works to proc neutron capture at additional time. I tested this and it didn't seem to work. And I don't think I've tested like this. So yeah. But the problem is, we just don't have enough skill points to go everything, right? Because we definitely, so if we go up to chain reactor, we probably want demon core because that's just more base damage, right? It's really good. It's pure multiplier. And green tree has a lot of good bonuses like crit, um, gun, which we can turn into skill. And by the way, I think I am a gun is applying twice to uh, decoherence and chain reactor, just like skill damage. I have tested this, but I might need to retest it because that is weird. It says action skill damage. It shouldn't apply twice. Um, where was I? Yeah, extra bonus elements. So yeah, if you have demon core, I don't think there is any way you're gonna have enough points to get isotope and decoherence. Uh, like we're just gonna have to have a level cap increase for that to happen, and even then, like I would probably take, I don't know. There's a bunch of utility in the green tree that's way too good to pass up in my opinion, but and we don't need the ice bonus element because there is a secret tech that allows us. Oh, I also forgot to mention we can get a bonus shock element from protein cell or Watts for dinner, and this doesn't get scaled twice by skill damage because it isn't skill damage. So like neutron capture, it gets increased 1x by skill damage, and so does Watts for dinner. Uh, and same applies for chroma accelerator. So yeah. Um, right. So we have shock, we have the gun's own element, and we have radiation, and well the gun itself. So that's 4 total procs. How can we get a 5th? So this is where the secret tech comes in. The secret tech, yes. Uh, I was testing this the other day, and I don't think anyone has found out about this yet, but it is very, very, very funny. So I'm just gonna make sure I don't take any damage skills, and you'll see why later. So I need to go nuclear winter, and I need this excited state. I might as well just max it out then. And then, but I'm pretty sure this is not. Look, so there's like this infinite damage loop, but I'm pretty sure it's not because of this. Either way, yeah, I'll get into that part later. But we're gonna take group study because we want our flux generator to follow us. So what the tech looks like is we're gonna take the Midnight Defiance with the Jacobs licensed part. So yeah, I mean you're just gonna have to get the item code from somewhere because you can't drop this anymore. I mean all my gear is save edited, so please like don't judge. Anyways, let's get our action skill back. Wait. We spec'd out of it again, didn't we? Okay, whatever. Uh, oh, we actually need to spec into confirmative reality for this tech to work. So the whole point of this is that we're going to get the like infinite chain thing going. Hold on. Okay, I swear you don't need the Jacobs enhancement to do this. Yeah, there we go. So this is insane, right? But that's not the point of this tech. So we're gonna just make sure our action skill runs out and make sure that chain's still going. Okay, we're gonna do our action skill twice, yes, because these dots are, or these hits on these entangled enemies are refreshing our cooldown. So during that time, we could have spammed our action skill like 30 times, but we only need it once or twice. You need to hit it twice basically in that time span, and then you'll have a free Halo sidekick that follows you forever. And well, it doesn't follow you if you do a map transition, so this doesn't work in vaults. So sorry about that. But yeah, as you can see, we have our action skill back up, and we have Halo sidekick. And if we shoot an enemy, we will get the bonus cryo damage from nuclear winter. Uh, and guess what? We can even respec our skills after this. I know this is definitely a bug and is cheating. Like, but I mean, it's so niche that I don't think they're gonna figure out anytime soon. Who knows? I mean, it's just funny, I think. So look, you can take uh yeah, you can take an entirely different action skill and your sidekick will still follow you and you will get the bonus cryo damage from nuclear winter, which is disgusting because uh, nuclear winter is an action skill, or it procs action skill related skills rather, like excited state, and I mean that's not really the point of this, but we just want the uh, cryo bonus element to just make our neutron capture proc twice, right? So 8923, and that is double what it should be, 357. Yeah. So that is very, very funny. And then let's just do our full spec. Something like that. Uh, I mean, whatever. Let's take this. Um, yeah, gun damage feeds into I am a gun, which turns into which gets doubled. But I think this is still better if you work it out mathematically. Uh, this is good, but I think we can just take the class mod that gives us cooldown instead. I don't think there's that much difference between the class mod choices for this build. And then decoherence latent charge. And yeah, we straight up don't have enough skill points to max this out, even though it's like one of the best possible points we could pick, just because like if we were to take that last point, we wouldn't be able to take demon core, right? Yeah. Um, so it's just unfortunate. Like there's no way we're ever getting to unstable isotope here. So that's why you have to do this tech. And then, well, I I mean, the damage numbers are going to be so high now that it's going to be impossible to see what's going on, but I'm just going to claim that you're going to be able to get 4 procs off if you also have like a watts for dinner, right? So you're going to get 1 proc off watts, 1 proc off of nuclear winter, 1 off of decoherence and latent charge, and 1 off of chain reactor. Oh, let's put on the class mod so we actually have the cooldown that I talked about. Yeah, this one. So this class mod gives skill damage, which is really good. This is the other option, but with uh, with nuclear winter, we are already entangling everything that we see, right? So this actually isn't really that helpful. This gives us the cooldown from this, so we can spec more points into this, and uh, also gives us, well, since we have free entangle, uh, we don't need to take the other chaos mod, and we can always have decoherence and chain reactor up when the chrome accelerator hits. Um, yeah, yeah. So shoot the ground, steals 34,000, and then I can't even tell. Is that a? There's too many dot numbers going on. Oh my god. Uh, 40,000. I genuinely have no idea, but yeah, either way, you should be having quadruple your damage is the whole point of this. And I mean, since you double dip so many things, and also you double dip bonus element, like this build just does so much damage that you can't even tell, like, if you're just randomly getting 4x damage from some interaction somewhere. Uh, yeah. And the super secret, like, interaction between bonus elements and this Halo sidekick infinite tech. Well, I can't even explain this one, so you're just gonna have to see for yourself. Yeah. So make sure I'm taking no damage in the skill tree. Um, yeah. And let's get rid of this. So 8923, and then this does 2x 8923, right? But watch the next bullet's damage number. I'm dealing 740 now. 766, 791, 897, 817. So I'm getting stacking damage for absolutely no reason at all. And again, just making sure I have no, like, nothing going on that's making me do more damage here. And the only explanation I can even come up for this is that neutron capture is taking all action skill damage that you do and feeding that into the damage transfer. And nuclear winter counts as action skill damage. Yes. That is the insane interaction. You are getting, like, just a feedback loop of like, quote unquote infinite damage, because, like, yeah, I mean, it's not. It still requires time to stack the damage, so it's not really infinite, as with all other infinite damage interactions in this game. Yeah. So obviously this tech can't really be used in vaults. I mean, you can go to the vault boss, hope it spawns some ads, and then maybe you can pull off the Midnight Defiance tech. But yeah, it's not really that practical. Um, so, and also there is this thing. Mixologist, guns with Malawan licensed parts deal 10% bonus damage. This looks like a bonus element, and I mean it is a bonus element, right? But as far as I can tell, it does not work with neutron capture. Um, I had all my skills off, and I just tested with this, and yeah, it just doesn't do anything. So that's unlucky. But if anyone knows any way you can get a, like, more sources of bonus element, basically, just from, like, I don't know, grenade, or I mean, not rep, surely not rep kit, but yeah, any source of bonus element will just increase your damage, and it's only multiplicative with the number, or it's only additive with the number of bonus elements that you have, which is really funny. And you can, yeah, I'm pretty sure if you have a shock weapon, decoherence and what's for dinner will still count for two distinct uh, sources of bonus elements for the purposes of proccing neutron capture multiple times, because they are, well, they scale off different things. Like decoherence scales off skill damage, whereas this doesn't. Or I mean, it would scale twice, whereas this scales once, right? Because you're applying it to skill. So yeah, that's the super secret tech. And well, what an optimal build would look like. Uh, I mean, I don't purport to have done the math. Like I wrote up a damage formula doc, but I haven't actually added up the numbers to see what's best. But I'm pretty sure this is close. Is you want to take skill damage, and then yeah, this is the damage source that you want to take the least because it's 4%. This is 7, and this is 6. Um, this, and then yeah, chain reactor for sure. This just I think to proc some skills. I don't know. Actually, I don't even know if this is action skill damage. If it is, it might just build into neutron capture. I don't know. Anyways, uh, and then well, we just don't have enough skill points to put make extraordinary, which is really unfortunate because this gives us 60% skill chance, crit hit chance. So you're just gonna have to use a crit knife. It is what it is. I mean, if crit knife is nerfed, you're gonna have to do the math as to whether this is better than latent charge, because that's what you're giving up uh, for it. And I don't know if it's better. I mean, crit gives you like just 100% damage base, and it gives you another, I don't know, it gives you like 100 to 200% more damage, and that double dibs. But it's additive to the soup, which is not good. So latent charges, I mean latent charge probably is better still. Yeah. And then green tree, we're taking gun damage because of I am a gun. And then yeah, this gives us 15% action skill per stack. This gives us 12 gun damage, which gives us 6 skill damage, and 6 skill damage is worth something like 9 or 10 action skill damage just because it applies twice to this. So we still take this first, and then we take 2 points into this. And then we don't need this because of the class mod. And then yeah, rest of the points into decoherence and latent charge. And unfortunately, we can't take this for infinite ammo. We can't take, well, this is kind of pointless because it doesn't actually make your neutron capture proc crit. It only makes the gun itself crit. So yeah, this is only used if you want to like get more of this. But the thing is, well, if you want to play with this, you should just pick up make extraordinary, because for some reason, I think it's because of bonus elements, I'm not sure. Like you can crit multiple times per shot because it's probably just like I think neutron capture is critting. Like if you throw crit knife, for example, or if you take make extraordinary, and that's what's proccing critical funding. Like there's a trick shot firmware that also gives you ammo and kill, and it's 50% chance to add 1 ammo, which is equivalent to like 3 points in this, or like 3 and a bit. But in practice, 3 points of this is just infinitely better than trick shot, because trick shot only applies to your gun crits, and this applies to all crits, including skill crits. And I don't think I don't know how it works with bonus elements yet. But it definitely has some interaction with neutron capture where you're getting way more crits than you should. It's not just one per bullet. So yeah. Uh, yeah, I mean, when the level cap increase comes out, probably gonna try putting points into this and maybe into this just to keep up your shield because I think protein cell I haven't tested, but it probably works the same way as Watts for dinner. I've heard it's even better, like it applies to more sources of damage, so I don't know. If you can keep this up, it's definitely better. But shock and rad both have the same strengths and same weaknesses, so I wouldn't really like mind if this number is lower as long as I can always keep up my overshield, which I can with siphon part. So yeah. Uh, Specializations. I am a gun. I think this applies twice, just like skill damage for some reason. So that's why we take gun damage in the tree, and that's why we take this. Riddle you this, that is. And I think with 3 bonus elements, we should probably be taking this and this maybe. And you can also take bullet train for more I am a gun. Because like you can shoot your Katagawas or like shoot a drone or just shoot anything and then run around and do more damage, but that's kind of troll. Uh, yeah, I don't know. I'd rather just shoot more. And you can also go this. I still have no idea if this applies to both parts, neutron capture and chroma. Uh, yeah, if it does, it's probably good. So yeah, I just haven't done the testing. Anyways, what did I even put? Yeah, let's go like that actually. So I don't know. Let's go melt some bosses. I mean, honestly, without any tech and like just playing this build as a leveling build, I was already one-shotting everything, including guardians, like the vault guardians, stuff like that. So you don't really need to know any of this, honestly. Just play neutron capture because it's just a good skill. It is what it is. Actually, ICBA, like there's already hundreds of videos of people one-shotting stuff, but yeah, you get the point. This build has even more interactions that make it do more damage than you would think. And that's why they had to nerf this to 4%. And yeah.